Hi, I'm Olivia from Florida. Please like and subscribe. My mom always told me the day I was born was quite an exciting one. At the hospital, when she held me for the first time, she gasped at my eyes. They were midnight blue in the center, with a light blue ring outside. The nurses were stunned too, and, well, a bit confused.
Blue eyes are rare, and you both have brown eyes. Quite unusual.
What are you trying to say, woman? You think this isn't our child? Did you cause a mix-up in the nursery?
No, of course not, sir. I was only saying...
How about you keep your useless opinions to yourself? Her eyes are nothing special to talk about.
And for some reason, it always really annoyed him when people noticed and talked about my eyes, which was every time they met me. And as I grew older, I started realizing that I had a strange power. I could get what I wanted using my eyes. Let me give you an example. Once, when I was 6, I went with my parents to their friend's house who had twins my age. I could tell the boy was really sweet, but the girl didn't like me much. When she left the room for a while, the boy climbed onto her bunk bed and returned with a beautiful doll.
Her eyes are just like yours. I think you should have her.
Oh, wow. Really? Thank you so much.
Hey, thief, you can't have my doll.
But your brother gave it to me. It even looks like me.
It's not his, it's mine. And it looks nothing like you. Witch, let go.
I pulled harder, and suddenly the doll's head snapped off. The girl burst into tears and went running to her parents. Oh boy, I'd be in so much trouble with Dad. Suddenly, I looked deep into the boy's eyes.
And that's what he said, word for word.
The girl's parents apologized to me and scolded her. Over time, I just couldn't help using my eyes more often to get my way. Sometimes I knew it was wrong, but it was just too easy. I only had to look at people with my big baby blues, and teachers would help me. During exams, people would give up their seats on the bus, and if someone got the last hot dog at lunch before me, they were sure to surrender it. By the time I was in high school, I was quite popular with the boys and had my girl gang too. But I knew I wasn't well liked by the mean girls, especially the head cheerleader, Emma. She was the girl whose doll I'd broken as a kid, and she hated me since one day in 9th grade, a group of cheerleaders and jocks in the cafeteria were talking about a cool new movie they were going to watch that weekend. It sounded like fun, and I wanted an invite, so I walked straight up to this boy, Zach. Hey guys, I was wondering if I could tag along to the movies with you this weekend. Zach hesitated, and then he looked directly into my eyes. I knew what his answer would be.
Of course, Olivia.
Thanks, Zach. You're a sweetheart.
Did you just invite her to the movies without asking any of us?
What's the big deal? I don't think anyone has a problem.
The rest just shrugged, and Emma glared at me before storming off. I was still grinning when I walked over to my locker later, and I found her waiting there.
You're not going to the movies? No way. I don't care what Zach said. You're uninvited.
What are you going to do? Ban my entry into the cinema? You can't. So I'll see you there. I turned to leave, but she knocked my books out of my hand and stepped on them. I grabbed her by the hair, and we broke into a catfight. We both ended up in the principal's office.
And she immediately called our parents.
I didn't do anything. She started it.
I hadn't even touched her. She pulled my hair.
The principal also called in a few witnesses from the hallway, and luckily for me, it was a bunch of boys I knew. I only had to look at them, and they all said Emma was to blame.
No way. She can't get away with everything just by batting her dumb eyes. She looks like an angel, but she's a lying witch who has everyone dancing to her tune.
But Emma got detention while I was let off with just a warning. On the car ride home, though, Mom and Dad were really quiet. But Emma got detention while I was let off with just a warning. On the car ride home, though, Mom and Dad were really quiet.
You've always tried to get your way by manipulating people ever since you were a kid. Now it seems worse than I thought.
Okay, so people are sometimes nice to me and do what I ask. What's so wrong with that?
We'll talk about this tomorrow. You are grounded for a week.
What? Why the heck?
Olivia, enough. You heard what your dad said.
But the next morning, I found them waiting for me in the dining room with a small box on the table. What's this?
Something to cover up your eyes. You need to learn that life isn't so easy, and you can't just get whatever you want.
Inside the box were brown contact lenses. They were the color of mud. Are you kidding me? You think I'm going to wear those?
You have to wear them if you want to continue going to school.
With angry tears, I grabbed the box and ran out of there. It took me a few tries to wear the contacts, But I finally managed, and I hated what I saw staring back at me in the mirror. It wasn't me. At school, I was hoping by some miracle no one would notice, but of course, everyone did.
Why are your eyes suddenly brown? Did your evil spell finally wear off once you got all your wishes?
Everyone's comments made things hard because it felt really embarrassing to say my dad was making me wear brown lenses. I made up some lame excuse about how the doctor had recommended them for an eye condition, but it didn't seem to convince anyone. And suddenly, no one seemed to care about me much. Luckily, a month later, Dad's job caused him to transfer to another state. A fresh start was exactly what I needed. No one in school there would ever know I had blue eyes before. But it was quite strange walking into this new place and not having anyone pay much attention to me. My classmates seemed pleasant enough, but everyone just went off with their groups at lunch. I was sitting outside having lunch under a tree when someone dropped down next to me.
Hello, mind if I join you?
You already have, and I don't mind at all.
Good, because I'm too tired to get up anyway.
Plus, I've been waiting for someone new to show up for ages. All these other girls just talk about boys and makeup, and they think they're from another planet. Or they think I'm from another planet. Her name was Grace, and I warmed up to her instantly. We quickly became close friends, but I just couldn't tell her my stupid secret. A few weeks later, we were sitting on the gym floor, making decorations for an event, when some guys started playing basketball. And suddenly, the ball came flying at me and hit me smack in the face. I opened my eyes, and looking down at me was a gorgeous boy with black hair and the deepest blue eyes ever had. I died and gone to heaven.
Hey, are you okay?
Of course she's not okay, you moron. You could have killed my best friend.
Grace pulled me up, but my knees gave way, and the boy swept me up effortlessly. He carried me to the bleachers and said he'd be back with some water.
Olivia, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I see. Yeah, you aren't fine. And if he has his way, you never will be again.
What do you mean? Just then, the boy returned with a water bottle and knelt beside me.
Really sorry. We should have been more careful.
Oh, don't worry. I don't mind. I mean, it's just a ball, not a rocket. Now that would hurt. I don't know what I'm saying. Maybe I have a concussion, but I'm okay. O-Y-A-K. See? I can still spell. He just smiled at me and ran off to his friends. What a blubbering idiot. I turned to Grace and saw she'd already left. Later that night, I got permission from my parents to stay over at Grace's. So tell me, what do you know about the gym boy?
That's Levi. He's my older brother.
You're what now?
Yeah, I know. Different set of genes. But Olivia, he's a heartbreaker. He changes girlfriends faster than he changes underwear. He knows he's good looking, and he uses it to make girls like him. And then bam, 2 weeks later, some girl is crying in the school bathroom and he's got a new girlfriend.
Really? But he seems sweet.
How would you know? He's my brother, and I'm telling you, he's a jerk.
Is he here, like, right now?
Yeah. But you don't want to talk to him, right? You're here to have a slumber party with me, and I just told you.
He's a jerk. Right. Gotcha.
But I couldn't get Levi off my mind.
Grace messaged me on Monday that she had the flu and wasn't coming to school, and I decided this was a great chance to talk to her brother. On the bus, I was thinking about what I'd say to him when someone sat down next to me.
Sorry, seats in the back are full.
Holy lady luck! It was Levi! But it seemed like he hadn't recognized me and just started reading a book. What you readin'? He turned the cover to me without looking my way. Oh, nice. I've never read that.
Okay, good to know.
Wow, he did seem like a bit of a jerk, but I wasn't giving up yet. If it's good, maybe I'll read it. I'm the girl from the gym, by the way. The one you hit with the basketball.
I know that. I didn't have memory loss. It's just that you're Grace's BFF and she told me to stay away from you.
That's strange. She didn't say anything to me. And why can't we all be friends? Grace was down with some virus and couldn't attend school for 2 weeks, and I ended up spending all my time with Levi. He was gorgeous, but he was also funny and thoughtful, and I just couldn't help liking him. And I had a feeling he liked me too. But when Grace returned, she was furious seeing us together.
So what? You've replaced me with Levi now?
Of course, I haven't. You weren't here, and we just started hanging out.
And now you're in love with him, aren't you? Even after what I said? Doesn't take anyone too long to fall in love with Levi. He gets anything he wants.
I was upset that Grace was mad, but I didn't want to give up on Levi either. Later that day, as I was running an errand, I passed by a cafe window and stopped in my tracks. Levi was sitting there with some blonde girl I'd never seen before. He suddenly spotted me, and I started walking away quickly.
Olivia, please stop. It's not what it looks like.
It's none of my business, Levi, so no need to explain. I obviously misread some signs. You should go back to your girlfriend. 2 weeks, and it's time for a new girl. Yeah, just like Grace said.
She said what?
That you're a heartbreaker, and that you change girls faster than clothes, and that I should stay away from you.
Olivia? She made that up. Okay, I went out with her best friend a year ago, but things ended badly between us. She blocked out Grace, too, and moved away. And it broke Grace's heart. In fact, that girl in the cafe is my ex. She's in town and wanted to return some things. You didn't misread any signs. I like you a lot, and I was planning to ask you to the winter dates.
I need to talk to Grace first. Okay. I had a heart-to-heart with Grace, and she admitted that she'd lied about Levi.
I know he's a good guy, but I don't want to lose another friend.
Pinky swear, no matter what happens between me and your brother, we'll stay friends forever. We decided to go shopping together for the winter dance, and I found a beautiful blue dress. As I looked in the dressing room mirror, I suddenly took my contacts out and called Grace.
What happened to your eyes?
I told her all about how I'd get whatever I wanted because of my eyes. So my parents made me cover them up.
That is ridiculous. They can't make you do that.
I know, but maybe it hasn't been the worst thing. I got you and Levi, and it has nothing to do with my eyes. But yeah, I think I just want to be myself now. When I got home, I walked into the lounge where my parents were watching TV.
What have you done?
I'm tired of covering up my real eyes. This is who I am, and I won't hide it anymore. I'm done with your controlling nonsense.
You'll do what I say as long as you live under my roof.
Then maybe I won't live under your roof. I went upstairs to gather my things so I could go stay at Grace's house when suddenly Mom came in.
I need to show you something.
She pulled out contacts from her eyes, and they were the brightest blue, just like mine.
Your dad hated the attention I attracted, and after we got married, he made me cover them up. But you're brave to stand up for yourself, and I don't want to let you down again. I'm leaving with you.
We packed our things and left Dad for good. We checked into a hotel until we could find a place. But for the first time, I saw Mom happy and free. The next day, I put on my blue dress for the dance, and Levi came to pick me up.
Grace told me about your eyes. You look beautiful.
You think so?
Yeah. But no matter what color they are, I'd think that anyway.
Hi everyone, my name is Harper and I'm from New York. Please like and subscribe. I was born to a super rich single mom who was a successful businesswoman. She was a very hardworking lady but loved me just as much.
Hey, sweetie, what do you want for dinner tonight? After that, we can go buy your favorite doll.
But ma'am, the way to downtown is blocked off right now.
Then get the helicopter ready. Because there's no way I'm not making something special for my girl's 5th birthday. Grab anything you like.
Oh, Mommy, I love you. She was the best. But unlike her, I was kinda shy. The next morning, she even used a helicopter to take me to school on my first day. Thanks to that, I instantly became super popular. But things took a strange turn soon after. One time when the teacher asked me to recite a poem in front of the whole class, I was already super nervous. But just then, a kid pointed at me and screamed.
Look at her face! She looks like an eggplant about to burst!
And then all the kids started pointing and laughing. I quickly ran to the washroom to check what was going on, and when I looked in the mirror, I freaked out. Ah! My face was really purple! The teacher found out and immediately called my mom, saying I had some psychological issues, so she took me to the doctor.
I'm afraid your daughter might have a rare condition that causes her face to turn really purple whenever she's nervous or excited.
No, why? I felt really sad when the doctor said there was no permanent cure, and I'd have to get used to it. Mom tried to lift my spirits, but I wasn't feeling good about myself. When we got home, I ran to the garden because I wanted to be alone. But there I saw Levi, a maid's kid struggling to climb up a tree. What are you doing here?
My ball got stuck on the tree and I can't get it back.
Give me a leg up and we can get it! But as soon as I took the first step, my foot slipped and we both fell to the ground. Embarrassed, my face turned purple. Gosh, he's about to laugh at me.
Wow, you can change colors like a superhero. You're awesome.
Oh, really? And his words gave me so much confidence. After that day, Levi and I became really close. Since Mom was mostly busy, we spent all our time playing together. I realized Levi was super smart. He even helped me with my homework. And when Mom saw this, she enrolled him at my school too. But as we grew up, the kids at school always made fun of him for being a maid's son.
Oops, my juice spilled on the floor. We need to call your mom to clean it up, Levi.
You!
I heard people say your mom's the Minister of Cleanliness and Sanitation. I'm sure she can do the job better.
And you want to clean up for his mom, huh? Jerk rich brat. How dare you?
She looked like her head was on fire, but I didn't care. I won't let anyone talk like that to my best friend on my watch. But over time, my purple disease started to bother me more. Levi would tell me not to pay so much attention to it. But he was a boy. So every time I saw a guy who was a total babe, I'd try to imagine my grandpa in a weird costume.
Ew!
And that would calm my excitement. One day, I was walking with Levi in the garden when Mom called me in, and I found her standing next to a really cute guy around our age.
Harper, this is James, my bestie's son. He's new here. Maybe later you can show him around the city.
We started talking, and he seemed like a nice guy. Levi's mom walked over with a cake and tea on the tray, and suddenly she tripped on the carpet. The glasses and cake went flying straight at James's face, who jumped up from his seat.
You stupid maid! Are you blind? Gosh, look what you've done. This shirt is worth more than your whole year's salary.
Just then, Levi walked into the room angrily, but before he could say anything, his mom signaled him to stop. She immediately apologized to James, and Mom told her to go. As James went away to change, I wish I'd said something, but I didn't want to make the room even more tense. And later, I took him out reluctantly to show him around the city. As we were walking down a street after dinner, he suddenly took my hand.
Harper, I had a great time with you today. How about we end this beautiful night with a kiss?
No, thank you.
Ah, monster, your face is purple, weirdo.
My face was all purple because I was so mad, and I slapped his stupid face so hard. This was the worst evening of my life, you moron! Stay away from me! Later that night, when I reached home, Levi was nowhere to be seen, and I knew where I'd find him. The garden. Hey, what are you doing here by yourself?
Oh, you're back from your date with that jerk. I would have punched him if Mom hadn't stopped me. By the way, did you two kiss?
Yep, of course. I slapped him right across the face when he tried to do that.
What? Did he say something to you? Are you okay?
I'm fine. And I should have slapped him earlier when he talked to your mom like that. By the way, you look cute when you're jealous.
Jealous? Who said I was jealous?
I turned towards him and he gave me a big smile. And I couldn't help but kiss him. It was my first kiss and it felt amazing. A couple of days later, I went into Mom's room to ask her something, but I found her looking really worried. What's wrong, Mom?
Hi, so honey, one of the heirloom necklaces that I wear at this fundraising event every year is missing.
What? We should call the police immediately.
I've already informed the police and I'm having the guards look into it too, honey.
The necklace had been in our family for generations, and it was freaking expensive. Mom had the security team looking into the CCTV footage, and it turned out that Levi was the one who'd entered and left Mom's room late at night. No, it couldn't be! When the guards went and searched Levi's and Mom's room, they found the necklace in one of the drawers. Levi, you stole my mom's necklace?
Harper, are you calling me a thief? How could you even think that? I didn't steal anything.
Then how do you explain this necklace here? If you needed money, you could have just—
I can't believe you turned out to be like all those other rich brats who don't trust me just because I'm poor.
What? How could you?
That's enough. The evidence speaks for itself. Harper, honey, go back to your room.
I couldn't believe he had the nerve to talk to me like that. After what he did, I stormed back to my room. I didn't want to talk to him ever again. Only my wish came true. Mom told me that evening that Levi and his mom had confessed to their crime. Since Mom had the necklace back, she called off the police, but she fired them. They were gone. Of course, Mom had to do that, but I felt devastated. The next few days, I didn't feel like doing anything except staying in bed and watching Luna Avatar videos. Mom came in and tried her best to cheer me up.
Oh, sweetie, forget about those people. Do you want to go on vacation or go shopping?
No, Mom, I'm fine. Summer break was almost over, and I decided I wasn't spending any more time moping over that loser. I was really going to focus on my studies in the last year of high school. But as soon as I entered my class, I bumped into this new girl who shouted,
Watch where you're going, moron!
"Excuse me! Watch your mouth!" First, she scanned me from top to bottom and then pushed me. I was about to push her back when I heard a familiar voice from behind.
Stay away from her!
I turned around and saw Levi walk towards me. I was certain he'd left the school. I don't need you to take my side, you thief. But he just walked past me and went up to that girl.
Are you okay, Josie?
What? The dancing ducks! He was worried about this new weirdo and not me.
Oh, Levi, she attacked me!
Shut up, she's a liar, she!
Just because you're super rich doesn't mean you can treat everyone like dirt.
What? You don't even know what happened here.
Just stay away from me and my friends.
As if I want to be close to you. And who's this friend? And what are you even doing here?
In case you forgot, I'm pretty smart and I applied for a scholarship, and I don't have to answer your questions.
He took Josie's hand and stormed off. Gosh, he really had a lot of attitude for a thief. I could feel my face turning crazy purple with anger, and I quickly ran off to the washroom to cool off. This whole year was just gonna be awful. I avoided them completely, but seeing that stupid Josie clinging to Levi all the time somehow made my blood boil. A few weeks later, our teacher announced a school trip to a fancy skiing resort, and everyone had to pay $800 for it. As the bell rang and everyone left, Levi walked up to the teacher.
Ma'am, I won't be able to go on the trip because it's my sister's wedding that weekend.
She nodded and he left. He didn't have a sister. I knew he lied because he didn't have the money to go. I caught up with the teacher as she walked out. I have a favor to ask, ma'am. Would it be okay if I paid for Levi's trip? But you can't tell him. Please tell him that the school decided to take all the kids for free. She agreed to do that. And I was so happy when I saw her talking to Levi separately the next day, and his face lit up. On the day of the trip, we were all on the school bus when I heard Levi say to Josie,
Isn't it really cool that the school made this trip free for everyone?
Free? What are you talking about? I paid $800 for it.
Yeah, we all did. What do you mean, man?
Levi looked shocked and then his eyes met mine. Oh God, he caught me.
No, I didn't mean that. I think some snacks on the trip are free.
And when we got to the resort, he immediately pulled me aside and turned to me angrily.
Why did you pay for my trip? And don't even try to deny it. I know you did it.
Okay, yeah, I did. What's the big deal?
I don't want anyone's charity, especially from someone like you.
What's that supposed to mean? Someone like me? Why are you acting like you don't know me?
I don't know you. You're not who I thought you were.
Oh, yeah, you neither. I walked past him with angry tears. Why had I even bothered? A few days later, there was a dance in school for all the high school students, and my mood instantly turned sour. Seeing Josie pull Levi onto the dance floor and wrap her arms around him, I was so annoyed that I picked a random guy and pulled him to the dance floor too. Whoa! The entire time I could see Levi glaring at me every time I inched closer to that guy. Perfect! But this guy was starting to get a little too comfy. So I pushed him away and walked out. But he followed me outside.
Come on! What's the rush, baby girl? We're not done dancing yet.
Yes, we are. Can you please back off? But he didn't, so I kicked him hard in the knee. Just then, Levi came from behind and punched him.
How dare you try to touch her, you moron!
I pulled Levi away before he could hurt him anymore, and the guy ran for his life.
You had to pick the biggest sleazeball to dance with.
What's your problem? Go cling on to your girlfriend.
She's not my girlfriend. Harper, why can't you be more responsible?
Why do you care? You've been nothing but mean to me since I got here.
Because I'm mad at you. It doesn't mean I don't care. I just can't forgive you because you called me a thief.
Yeah, because you stole my mom's necklace. I saw you on the CCTV.
CCTV? What are you talking about?
I saw you leaving my mom's room the night before on the CCTV camera. And they found the necklace in your room.
What? I went there because your mom called me to discuss your birthday surprise. I have no idea how the necklace got into my room.
What? Mom called you? So why did you confess to the crime if you were innocent?
Confess? No, we didn't. Your mom threatened to throw us in jail if we didn't leave immediately, so we did.
What? Was he telling the truth? Why did Mom do that? I had to find out the truth. When I got home, I went straight to the most trusted maid we had and asked her what really happened. She reluctantly confirmed what Levi had already told me. He and his mom had never admitted they stole the necklace and Mom had simply made them leave. I went straight to Mom's room.
Oh, honey, you're home.
How about? Is it true that you called Levi into your room the night before the necklace went missing?
What? Who said that?
And they never admitted to stealing the necklace? But you said they did. I want to know the truth. Mom, please, no more lies. The look on her face suddenly changed as she fell back into her chair.
Yes, I did. All of that to keep you away from Levi. That's why I introduced you to James. But even that didn't work. When I saw you kissing Levi, I had to do something drastic. I just didn't want you to suffer like I did.
Suffer like you? What are you talking about?
Your father was the son of my dad's driver, and I was so madly in love with him. But soon after I told your dad I was pregnant with you, he ran away with all the money and jewelry in the house. I didn't want you to end up like me. These poor people are all the same.
That's so unfair. Mom, I'm sorry about what you went through, but what you did to Levi and his mom was terrible. They're good people who didn't deserve any of it. I'm not going to forgive you for that.
Harper, please don't say that. I did it because I love you, honey.
Well, you don't make people suffer when you love them. Mom! I shut myself up in my room, refusing to open the door for Mom. And the next day at school, I spotted Levi on his way to class. And I ran to him and hugged him. Oh, Levi, I'm so sorry!
Harper, what happened?
I'm just so sorry. I should have trusted you. And then I broke down and told him everything. I thought he'd be so mad, but he just hugged me.
It's okay, Harper. It's not your fault. What your mom did was awful, but maybe I'll be able to forgive her one day, and you will too. Let's put it behind us, because I've really missed you.
I've missed you too, Levi.
Let me start making up for lost time.
Hi, I'm Hannah. I live in Canada. Please like and subscribe to Luna Avatar. I was born in a vibrant city full of colors, but I can only see a few of them. I found out I was colorblind when I was just 3 years old. People think my world is just black and white, but actually, to me, a rainbow is only blue and yellow. It's a genetic thing because my dad is colorblind too. Oh, and he was super rich, so we lived in this huge mansion. It wouldn't be so bad to be just like him. The trouble began when I started going to school. My teacher went crazy trying to explain colors to me, but I couldn't identify a single one correctly. The other kids just made it worse, especially my classmates Cindy and Ryan. They were twins, and they were both super annoying. They would judge and review my outfit every single day in front of everyone. Dad and I couldn't spot a lot of patterns, so most of the time, I honestly had no idea what I actually looked like.
She looked like a stupid clown. Did you get dressed in the dark?
I'm colorblind!
What is that? That's fake.
Cindy even told the whole class that I was lying about a weird fake disease to cover up my stupidity, and everyone looked at me like I was dumb. Ryan was somehow even more annoying than Cindy. He wanted to test and see if I was telling the truth, so he would randomly put paint marks on my things to see if I would notice. Stop ruining my things!
You jerk! I knew you lied. You could see them.
I don't see some colors! Some! One day, Cindy went too far. She stole my sketchbook, tore up all my drawings, and pasted them all over the school hallway. The whole class laughed at my blue tree and green skies. I attacked her, and we started fighting on the ground while all the other kids cheered. Suddenly, Ryan showed up and stopped us.
Stop it, Cindy. Take the pictures down.
What's up with you? You're taking her side?
If she's really colorblind, we shouldn't make fun of her.
I was in shock. Ryan was defending me. Cindy walked away fuming, and I thanked him. Not only did he take down all the pictures and clear everyone out, but he also apologized for not believing me. He then spent days asking me tons of questions to better understand my condition.
Is everyone in your family colorblind? Is it like temporary memory loss? If I hit you on the head, will you see colors again?
Oh, that was such a dumb question. But honestly, he's kinda cute. I thought we could actually become friends, but something happened that ruined it all. The interview to get into a fancy private middle school. All the kids wanted to get into that school because it was the only good one in the entire town, and the competition was insane. Unfortunately, I didn't do well on the test, and the teacher didn't hesitate to cut me from the pass list. Cindy laughed out loud.
Ha! I knew you were stupid.
Before the first tear could say goodbye from my eyes, my dad jumped into action. He offered the school a huge donation to accept me.
Sorry, but we don't have any spots left for any more children. Even if you—
I'll double the donation, then give her someone else's spot.
Dad, that's cheating! The teacher's eyes lit up when she saw the check. And unfortunately, Cindy was the one who got picked.
You have the lowest marks after Hannah, so it has to be you.
The stupid teacher was so happy about the donation that she let it slip, and Cindy and her parents went crazy with rage.
This is bribery. This is unfair.
The crowd of adults became chaotic and started fighting each other. Ryan gave me the worst look ever.
I can't believe you would do this.
I knew he was cheating, but Dad refused to back down. We joined our new school, and Ryan came without his twin. One day, he told us that Cindy had been sent to boarding school.
None of the other schools in town are good. Now she has to live away from her family. I hope you're happy, Hannah.
That was the day we became enemies. He hated me. I felt guilty, so I bought him a lot of presents as an apology, but he kept throwing them back in my face.
You can't buy me, you brat!
He told everyone that I was only here because of bribery, and they all thought I was a rich, spoiled jerk. He called me stupid names in class, and he made fun of my outfit so much that I started asking my maids to choose them for me. As if school wasn't hard enough, as I was growing up, the subjects were getting harder, and our textbooks labeled everything in different colors. I could hardly understand what my teachers were teaching because they always used colored chalk and gave us color-coded notes for every class. Every time I failed, Ryan was ready to attack me.
Oh, isn't your dad super rich? Why don't you just buy yourself a better grade?
I threw my paper in his face. Even if I was bad at getting grades, I could still dance, sing, and run. I started going to classes and training after school, and in a few months, I was a part of both the school track team and the cheerleading squad.
I guess you can buy a place in any club.
Shut up, Ryan! Make me! I did make him shut up when I won my first gold medal in track. I rubbed it in his face so hard when my winning streak continued. My principal called me to her office to congratulate me and said,
"Hannah, you can get amazing offers from colleges if you keep performing like this, but you have to maintain an average grade of AC."
That made me nervous, and his solution made me want to throw up.
"We're going to partner you up with the best kid in school, Ryan."
Ryan walked in with the most evil look on his face. The teacher said that Ryan would be my partner in every class from now on, and he would tutor me every day after school. Oh no, I tried to protest, but my teacher thought it was a great idea and Ryan agreed with him. What was he going to get out of this? The answer was simple. He wanted to torture me. He gave me a mountain of homework every day. And if I didn't do it, he threatened to report me to the teacher whenever we partnered up for projects. He made me do all the work for the learning experience. He was going out of his way to annoy me. And one day, I just vented to my dad about it at dinner. I was not prepared for what Dad did next. He showed up at school and barged into class with the principal. They announced that Ryan was expelled for bullying me. What? We all rushed to the principal's office and I screamed at my dad. What are you doing?
Getting rid of your bully.
I didn't want you to solve my problem. I just wanted your support.
I am supporting.
You can't just crush people's lives for me. It's not fair. It's what made everyone hate me in the first place. If you do this, I am never talking to you again.
Dad looked shocked. We had never shouted at each other like this.
Fine, he can stay. Never bully my daughter again.
With that, Dad stormed out without even looking at me. I'd never fought with him before, and I couldn't help but cry when Ryan offered me a tissue. I slapped his hand away.
I don't want your help. Just go away.
I'm not helping you. I'm just standing near you and I happen to have a tissue.
I snatched it out of his hands and turned to leave, but he pulled me back.
Why didn't you just let him expel me? Don't I bug you?
I'm not a jerk. I hated taking Cindy's place and I wish I could undo it. I'd never do that to someone again.
I may have been meaner to you than I needed to be. I'm sorry.
You're what?
I'm sorry, okay? I'm not saying it again.
With that, he ran away and I was stunned. This was the nicest conversation we'd had in years. When I went home that day, Dad and I sat down to talk about what happened. To my surprise, he apologized for going overboard. I made him promise to trust me and let me handle my life myself.
How can I make it up to you? Is there anything that you want?
That's when I got an idea. I asked Dad to pay the school to offer Cindy a place again. She's living away from her family because of us. We should fix it. Dad agreed. And the next day, he put in a request to have Cindy transferred back. She accepted the offer from our school, and when Ryan realized she was coming back, he went crazy.
Did you do this?
Yes, I'm so happy she got accepted.
Thank you.
He grabbed me in a hug so tight I could barely breathe. He finally forgave me for everything that happened, and we became friends again. He tutored me for real this time. He found colorblind friendly versions of our textbooks, and if he couldn't, he would make notes that I could clearly understand. I finally got a B average, and I got an offer from an amazing college. I literally flew into Ryan's arms. He lost his balance, and we fell. Our faces were so close together that I blushed. Suddenly, someone pulled him away from me. It was Cindy. She was back, and I was nervous. I was sure that she still hated me for all those years she had to be away from her family. But she acted totally sweet and normal.
I know you took my spot, but I bullied you when we were kids. We both did stupid things. I miss my family, but I had a nice life in school. I'm just happy to be back now, and I hope we can be friends.
I was shocked, but Cindy and I actually started hanging out. When Ryan finally got into his dream college, we all celebrated together. One day, Cindy showed up at my house and she was in tears. She told me that her family was out of money.
There's no way they can pay for Ryan's college.
But he literally dreams about college.
He can't go unless you do something about it. Your dad has connections, right? He can convince the college to give him a full scholarship.
No, we can't interfere.
We have to. Ryan already has a spot, so we're not hurting anyone. He works so hard. He deserves this.
I was scared, but she was right. I asked my dad for help and he said,
I have a friend at the university I can talk to. I'll do it.
A few days later, Ryan showed up at school fuming.
Did your dad contact the scholarship committee behind my back?
No!
Tell me the truth!
Everyone fell silent.
Yes, he did!
They just sent me their rejection letter for using my connections to get a scholarship. They banned me from applying again. You ruined everything, Hannah.
My jaw hit the floor as he stormed off. I'd messed up horribly. Ryan refused to come to school, and he didn't pick up any of my calls. Cindy even took me to their house, and he just hid in his room and played music at the highest volume so he couldn't hear me. I was utterly shattered by what I'd done. I told my dad about it, and he came up with a plan. He apologized to the committee and told them that Ryan had no idea about his involvement.
My daughter has a crush on the kid at school, so she made me do it.
Oh my God, Dad! With his explanation and a sizable donation, the school agreed to lift the ban on Ryan. I literally flew over to his house to tell him about it. He wouldn't open the door, so Cindy let me in through the window in his room.
What the heck?
The college wants you back. They lifted the ban.
I got their email. Did your dad pay for this too?
Maybe he did. So what?
It feels like you do whatever you want, and you just pay for your problems to go away.
I didn't pay for my problems to go away. I did it for you. I thought you deserved that school.
You're being an idiot, Ryan. I convinced Hannah to help. She didn't even want to do it.
I could have gotten into so much trouble.
I just acted rashly because I care about you. I wanted you to have what you want, and I almost ruined everything. I'm really sorry. When Ryan finally forgave me, I literally burst into tears. I did not like feeling guilty. They both hugged me, and I finally felt better. I promised to never mess with their lives again now that all three of us were friends. Cindy noticed my feelings for Ryan instantly. She was so excited for me to ask him out, but I would get all nervous and chicken out every time. One day, Ryan and I were sitting in the cafeteria when a boy walked up to me.
Hey, Hannah, Cindy said you were looking for a date, so I thought I'd take you out to dinner. You in?
Cindy gave me a wink and Ryan just glared at him.
She can't go out with you. She's going out with me.
I am?
Oh, I didn't ask you. I'll do it now. Hannah, you want to go out with me?
Dude! I asked her first.
She'll pick me.
I don't know.
Come on!
It's a real pickle. I'll need 2 or 3 days to think about it. Ryan leaned across the table and kissed me. I was breathless.
Yes, my plan worked.
Hi, my name is Luna, aka the Vampire Girl, and it's all because I had the meanest parents. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. I grew up in a normal family in a small town in the Netherlands. But as I got older, I realized that my parents were not just normal. They were actually weirdos. I had never seen them leave the house, like going out for work or buying supplies. What was most annoying was that they often whispered to each other about something extremely mysterious. You might wonder how we could survive. Well, a box of supplies would mysteriously arrive every week, and I had never seen the delivery man. Every day, Dad would spend hours reading the newspaper and circling stuff on it with a red marker. Once, when I was 3, I was trying to warn my dad that there was a spider about to crawl over his breakfast, but he kept ignoring me, so I leapt onto the table and put my foot in his bowl, spilling it all over his newspaper, and Dad went bonkers.
Oh my God, do you realize what you've done?
Spider, spider!
You're just Spider, idiot! Just leave me alone!
Mom, hug! Hug!
You, stay away from me! Didn't I buy you a bunch of stuffed animals? Go back to your room and hug them.
Gosh, I wished I could just leave them forever. They didn't even love me. We never had any visitors, but my grandma. But when I was 5, Grandma came to see us once and she brought me an adorable cat. I was so happy. A rare creature is about to live in my house. But of course my parents are just being themselves.
We already have Luna. It's hard enough to take care of her. No, just take it back, please, Mom.
No freaking way! I ran up to my room with the cat and slammed the door shut. But when I woke up in the morning, my cat had flown away, even though it didn't have wings. I looked all over the house. Nothing. I just knew my parents had gotten rid of it. I screamed and cried, but they said they didn't know anything. Liars! I made a bold decision to run outside and search for my kitten. This was the first time I was breaking my family's rules. But that didn't matter anymore, because I had decided I was never going back to this house. It was a really sunny day, and as I kept running, my skin suddenly started turning really red and itchy.
Oh, my body's getting scorched by the sun!
I let out one huge scream and fainted. When I woke up, I was lying on my bed. In the room were the doctor and my parents. The doctor said I had a rare condition and advised my parents to absolutely prevent me from any exposure to sunlight.
See? That's what happens when you don't take our advice.
No, that's not true. That can't be right.
My parents might be weird, but doctors aren't. Besides, the sun almost killed me, and I never want to go through that horrible feeling again. So after that, I refused to let a single ray of sunlight touch my body, not even indoors. I covered myself from tip to toe, socks, trek pants, hoodie, and a face mask. Only my eyes were visible. The weirdest people like my parents almost fainted when they first saw me running around the house like a little ninja. From nightfall is when I felt safe to remove my costume. I never go outside during the day because I think the outfit isn't thick enough. I even insisted on being homeschooled. But when I turned 15, my parents decided to let me attend regular school.
Are you serious? Do you want me to die? I'm allergic to the sun, you know.
I'm fed up with that ninja outfit. After all these years, your condition is probably completely healed by now.
I'd rather jump off a cliff than listen to you.
If you keep behaving this way, I swear I'll send you to your aunt's place in Norway. There's only sunlight there for 6 months.
Gosh, they were unbelievable, and they thought I didn't know about their plan. Fine, but don't think I won't wear this costume to school. I will!
It's been years since you last walked in the sun. I can feel the heat slowly getting inside. And when people say you're weirdos for dressing me up like this, just know that you asked for it. I joined school in the 10th grade, and the minute I entered the classroom, everybody started laughing and whispering things like weirdo and freak. I chose the seat farthest from the window and kept my mask on all the time. In lunch break, I waited for everyone to leave the cafeteria before I went in, but suddenly a girl came up and slapped me on the shoulder. It was Jessie.
Luna, right? I'm just curious, why are you dressed like a garbage bag?
I'm ugly. I don't want everyone to laugh at me.
She started laughing and just left. I knew that if I said I was allergic to the sun, I would definitely get into trouble. Soon enough, I discovered she was the meanest girl around and would pick on me every chance she got, throwing snakes into my backpack, hiding all the toilet paper when I used the restroom. Another day, I solved a math problem on the board, and as I was returning to my seat, I slipped on some water and fell on the floor.
That's where your place is anyway, weirdo!
I ignored Jessie's stupid pranks, but one day she went too far.
I was standing in the shade enjoying a baseball game when suddenly Jessie came out and snatched my mask. I lost my balance and fell off the bleachers. I quickly pulled my hoodie over my face.
You're a crazy freak!
I snapped at Jessie and bit down hard on her hand. Jessie let out a pained scream.
Ah, help! Let me go! You sun-phobic vampire!
And that's how I got my name, Vampire Girl. I could hear people calling me a monster, but I didn't care. At least the bullies were a little scared of me now. A few days later, a new kid joined our class named Luca. His outfit had a bit of a medieval vibe, which made Jessie and her minions laugh uncontrollably when they saw him. They'd found their new target. I joined him in the cafeteria at lunch that day and we started talking. I found out that he was the new janitor's son. He was really sweet and never even said I was crazy when I told him about my condition. I was so happy to have made a friend. But one day, as I was walking down the hallway, I found Jessie and her friends surrounding Luca. She threw the cake on the floor and arrogantly said,
Oops! You can clean this up, Luca. I mean, you'll grow up to be a janitor like your dad, right? Come on, just sit down and wipe it with your butt.
Hey, jerk! Stop it! Didn't you promise last time that you wouldn't bully him anymore? Looks like that bite was too gentle, huh? I'll make sure it's way worse this time if you don't get out of here immediately.
Jessie rolled her eyes at me, but when I leapt forward, she actually screamed and went running. Luca thanked me, and I always made sure to stick close to him after that. But then, one day, Luca and I had just entered the classroom after recess when Jessie started screaming like crazy.
OMG, my brand new iPhone! It's gone! Someone stole it!
And then she pounced on Luca and grabbed him by his shirt.
You must have done it, you little janitor! You beggar, you thief! Where is it?
Hey, knock it off you! You have no proof!
I'll get the proof, girl!
She snatched his bag and started throwing out all his things. I grabbed her hair and she turned around and attacked me. We got into a huge fight, and just then the principal walked in. Jesse screamed, insisting that Luca was the culprit and that he had hidden the loot inside his locker. Of course, the principal found nothing there. However, Luca was left humiliated in front of everyone. He seemed very upset, with his face down on the desk. I caught up with him after school.
Hey, Luca, are you okay? Jessie is such a witch. I hate rich people. They always look down on us like we're not even human.
Maybe she called me a thief just because I'm poor. Maybe we don't belong here.
Luca, wait! And he just walked away. He didn't come to school the next day, and his dad was nowhere to be seen either. A week passed, and there was still no sign of them. I felt worried, but I didn't know where he lived. But then I remembered Luca talking about how his dad also worked at a restaurant in the evening, so I decided to go talk to him. As I was walking down the street one night without my mask or hoodie, I saw a masked guy running towards me, and suddenly he started snatching my bag as I tried to get away. I lunged at his face and pulled his mask off, and I nearly fell back in shock. It was Luca. But before I could say anything, he ran away. I couldn't believe my eyes. What's going on? Luca really is a thief. Jessie was right. I felt betrayed. What I didn't expect was that Luca showed up at school 2 days later, but I just ignored him. But when he kept following me and asking me what was wrong, I suddenly lost it.
I'll tell you, the girl you robbed the other night on the street, that was me.
He looked horrified.
You, I didn't know. I've never seen your face.
Whether it's me or not doesn't matter. The real issue is that you're a liar and a thief. I really made a mistake trusting and fighting for you.
Suddenly he started weeping like a baby.
I didn't want to steal. Luna, but I just had no choice. My dad's in the hospital. We needed the money. I'm so sorry, but I swear I didn't steal Jessie's phone. I've never stolen anything until that night.
He kept crying and my heart went out to him.
I'm sorry about your dad. Why didn't you tell me and everyone? Let me help you now, but promise me you'll never steal anything again.
I don't want to bother you. I don't want everyone to see me as poor or suspect me of stealing.
Don't worry about that, Luca. People are better than you think. I immediately went to talk to the school principal. Together, we planned a fundraiser for Luca's dad. Within a day, we raised all the money Luca needed for his dad's treatments and even more. The biggest donors were Jessie's parents. They kept praising me at the fundraiser for arranging the event, and this made Jessie even angrier.
Don't let it get to your head, Luna. You're still a freak and you could never be me.
As if I want to be. What's so special about you anyway, other than being super dumb?
Excuse you. I've been prom queen for the last 2 years. You could never.
Oh, that's cool, but things changed once I got involved.
Haha, seriously, it's prom, not some freak Halloween show. You'll never beat me, stupid vampire.
Luca whispered into my ear.
Don't argue with the girl who hasn't even seen your face!
I bought a beautiful dress for prom since it's tonight. It was the first time anyone in school would be seeing me without my mask and hoodie. As soon as I entered the hall, I saw people turning around and asking each other who I was. Just then, Luca came to me and took my arm.
Luna, you're so gorgeous today.
That's Luna, the vampire girl. I can't believe it was that face behind that mask all this time. She's gorgeous.
Jessie looked furious when she saw everyone's attention was on me, and to my shock, I was actually voted as that year's prom queen. As I was being crowned, suddenly Jessie came charging at me on the stage, trying to rip the crown off my head. But then something strange happened. The bullies who used to pick on me saved me. They all stopped Jessie and took her away.
Hey, don't lay a finger on her, old prom queen.
That was amazing. Things at school started getting better. Everyone was super nice to me now. Luca was tutoring kids after school and his dad came back to work. Soon nobody paid any attention to Jessie and her gang anymore, and all they could do was give me death glares. But one day after gym class, I was quickly changing in the dark locker room when suddenly Jessie and her minions barged in. One of them quickly grabbed my hoodie while the others grabbed me by my hands and legs and started carrying me outside.
Stop! Don't do that! Let me go!
The more I screamed, the tighter they held on to me. Soon after, they dragged me out into the sun and pinned me to the ground.
Heck, you lied to me. You're not ugly, so you must be a vampire. I hope you melt and disappear. Haha.
Suddenly, someone pushed the girls away. It was a teacher and Luca. While the teacher dragged the bullies off to the principal, Luca quickly took me inside as I cried like crazy.
You're okay now? And your skin, it looks totally fine. It's not even red! Luna, does it hurt or burn?
I looked all over my arms and realized he was right. There were no rashes and it didn't itch or burn at all. Was my condition gone for good? Or had it just been all in my head? When I went back home that day, my parents were shocked to see me.
Luna, where's your hoodie and your mask?
I threw them all away. Mom, Dad, I was out in the sun and nothing happened to me. Maybe I'm cured. Unexpectedly, my parents hugged me tightly, and what they said next was truly like a bolt from the blue.
Sweetheart, it was all just a lie. You don't have any problem at all.
But the doctor?
The doctor was fake, too. Actually, you were just having a normal reaction to sunlight because you rarely went outside. He said what we wanted him to say to protect you.
Protect? No way! I never believed you guys because you hated me and wanted to get rid of me. You even got rid of my cat.
No, we didn't, sweetheart. It just ran away. And we never hated you. When you were growing up, your mother and I were working as undercover government agents. Our actions and work might have made you feel ignored.
What?
Moreover, we didn't want the enemy to discover our identities. That's why we had you wear a mask and hoodie when going outside.
What? My parents were secret agents. That was the last thing I'd ever expected. But suddenly their weird behavior made sense. I wish you'd told me sooner. I could have kept everything a secret.
Just the two of us enduring was more than enough. We always wanted you to live comfortably and not have to worry. We're sorry, Luna.
We should have been better parents to you. We love you so much.
I love you too, guys.
Hi, my name is Anna, and I'm from Ohio. Please like and subscribe. My parents always dreamt of being world-famous singers, but they could never become anything more than background vocals. So when me and my sister Tanya were born, Dad taught me all about music, while Tanya was Mom's favorite, 'cause she was the pretty one. Everyone admired her emerald green eyes and blonde hair. Once when we were 5, a woman even tried to steal her from the park.
Let go of my sister or I'm gonna scream!
I'll give you $10, kid! Let go of her hand!
Tanya and I struggled until she let go and ran away. Before the police came, Tanya hugged me tight.
Anna, you saved me.
No one touches you on my watch, sis.
Even growing up, she always had everyone's attention, whereas I enjoyed my simple life. But then in 10th grade, things took a wild turn. One day after school, we got home to see Dad being rushed to the hospital. He had a heart attack. A week passed by and we found out he wasn't going to get better unless he had this really expensive surgery. And we didn't have money for it. Mom was thinking about selling the house when out of the blue she got a phone call. After she hung up, she screamed like crazy.
My former agent told me they're looking for new talent and they're gonna pay huge money.
She told us about a music audition that was happening in another week and asked us to grab the opportunity. On the day of the audition, everyone was stunned by Tanya's looks. But when she opened her mouth, they all covered her ears.
Hello! From the other side.
Someone grabbed the mic from her hands or shut off the speakers. I can't stand her voice.
Well, he was over-exaggerating, but not entirely. Tanya couldn't sing a note, not even in the bathroom. A few minutes later, it was my turn, and when I started singing, the producers looked mesmerized.
You come and wake me every night. You say you missed the concept of you and I.
After a long discussion, they announced they were going to sign both of us. But there was one condition. They wanted me to sing. But in the background for Tanya, she would lip sync to my voice.
No, that's wrong. We won't be doing that.
But Tanya held my hand with teary eyes.
Please, sis, you have to do this. We need the money.
But Tanya...
Anna, my love, the future of our family rests on your shoulders. Now, think about your dad. Think about our family, honey.
So, I agreed.
After we signed the deal, all of Dad's hospital bills were paid, and he came back home all healthy in a month. And then it was just me and Tanya and the non-ending music videos and tours around the country. Everywhere Tanya went, people would go crazy for her. These people were nuts. And clearly this was getting to Tanya's head, because when we returned to school after summer break, she started acting like a queen and a bully.
Get out of my seat! That's my spot! Don't you know who I am?
The guy didn't even flinch and kept munching on his sandwich, and Tanya looked as furious as a dragon.
Hey, it's okay. We can take another seat. Maybe he can't hear.
But she just picked up a bottle full of mustard and dumped it on his head.
You've got to be frickin' kidding me?
I'm sorry about my sister. She's a little. Please let it go. I'll pay for your jacket later.
I grabbed Tanya's hand as I pulled her out of there.
Have you lost your mind?
Didn't you see he was acting as if he didn't know me?
Tanya, you're not the president, and you should.
Whatever. Anna, you didn't have to say sorry to him. He's a jerk.
Saying that, she stormed away. Ugh, such a diva. Later, after school was over, I went into the music room to practice my singing. But just as I finished, I heard someone clap behind me, and I was shocked to see the guy from the cafeteria. Brandon.
That voice. That's your sister's voice when she sings, isn't it?
Oh God, what now? But he didn't know anything for sure.
I thought you didn't know her, and now you know her voice.
I never said that. She just assumed it. I know who she is, and now I know her little secret.
You know nothing.
With every sentence, he kept getting closer. As I was backing away, I tripped over something and he caught me.
What are you even doing here? Everyone's gone.
But you're still here, and you kinda owe me something. You said you'll pay for my jacket. I'm here to collect the money.
Right? What was I even thinking? I gave him some money from my bag and ran out of there. A few days later, while I was in the library, Tanya came to me.
I want you to go and give this to Brandon and tell him that I want to meet him at the cafe tonight.
What? Why? What are you up to now?
Didn't you see? He ignored me. He isn't like the other guys who were running after me 24/7. I like him. I want him. I want to make him my freaking boyfriend.
Well, then you go and talk to him. Why should I do it?
Because of me. Duh. I'm a superstar. I can't make the first move. I don't want to look desperate. Do it for me, please.
Reluctantly, I left a note on his table and asked him to come to the cafe and ran out of there. Later, Tanya asked me to tag along, and just when we reached the cafe, she saw some random people with cameras there.
Oh no, paparazzi. I can't be seen with anyone. My contract doesn't allow me to date publicly. Anna.
But what about Brandon? He is waiting for you.
Can you please go and tell him I'll see him tomorrow at school? Okay, thanks. Bye.
Saying that she ran into a cab and rode away. Now I had no choice but to inform Brandon myself.
So I went in. Hey, I'm sorry, but...
I thought you wouldn't come and that this was some stupid prank. But I'm glad you're here.
What? Me? Wait, did he think I was the one who called him here? Shoot, I wanted to tell him everything. But he looked so happy to see me and he'd ordered all my favorite food items. I thought I could wait another few minutes before telling him. But as time went by, things just kept getting better and better. He was pretty cool. After our little date, he walked me back home. This was my chance to tell him the truth. But he just pulled me in for a kiss. And gosh, it was amazing. Suddenly, I heard Tanya coming out the front door, and I pushed him away into the bushes and rushed in. The next day, I was looking for him everywhere to tell him the truth. But I found Tanya was already talking to him in the corridor.
Freaking fishes! What do you mean you don't like me? Then why did you show up at the cafe last night?
What? Are you crazy? I wasn't waiting for you. I was there for Anna. I wouldn't date someone as mean as you, even if you were the last girl on Earth.
How dare you!
Tanya slapped him hard and ran out of there, and all the kids were recording everything on their phones. This was bad. I ran after Tanya, but she pushed me away.
Get lost. Anna, I told you I liked him, but you trapped him first.
Tanya, stop it. I didn't do anything. He liked me from the beginning, and you sent me to him.
Yeah, it was my biggest mistake thinking I could trust you. Traitor, witch.
She jumped onto me and grabbed my hair, and we broke into a huge fight. Mom and Dad were called in, and the principal showed them the videos the kids had recorded. He said Tanya's behavior was getting worse day by day, and she was suspended for a month. I felt so bad and went to hug her later that night and told her I wasn't going to see Brandon anymore, and she immediately hugged me. But when I went to my room, Brandon was already waiting there.
Why are you avoiding me? And what was your sis talking about today?
Brandon, you can't be here. Get out now.
Hey, why do you look so tense? Tell me what happened.
He pulled me close into his arms and I just melted. I told him everything honestly. And then he looked into my eyes.
I won't force you to like me, but if you do, I won't let anyone keep you away from me, Anna.
He moved in to kiss me, but just then Tanya came into my room with a fire extinguisher in her hand and sprayed it all over us.
I knew it, you ugly cow. I knew you're a filthy backstabber, and I'm gonna destroy you both.
Suddenly, Mom and Dad came running too, and she was taken back to her room, and I was grounded for a week for inviting a boy. We had a big concert soon, and though I was super mad at Tanya, I still had to help her because of our contract. As usual, I was singing backstage while the entire crowd was cheering for Tanya. After the performance was over, she was given an award for star performer. Even Mom and Dad were called on stage.
You guys must feel truly blessed to have a daughter with the voice of an angel.
It's an honor. We're so lucky to have her.
For some reason, I felt really left out and I smashed my mic on the ground. Just then, someone from the audience asked Tanya to dedicate a song to Mom. Holy moly. Tanya made this gesture with her hands. That was my cue to sing every time. But my mic, it was lying broken on the floor. She started singing without me, and everyone in the audience heard her real voice. Oh my God! A wave of silence passed through the audience, and Tanya looked at me super mad. The crowd started chanting that she was a fraud who did lip syncing. They went mad and started climbing onto the stage. The bodyguards immediately took Tanya and my parents away to safety and left me there all by myself. How could they? I ran out of the venue and I was raging mad. I did so much for them and they didn't care about me one bit. But when I reached home, I was shocked to see a huge crowd gathered in front of my house. What in the world was happening just then? My phone went buzzing like crazy with videos and messages from everyone. Tanya's bullying and lip-syncing videos were going viral, and someone uploaded my video as the real singer to Holy Mother of Jesus. I quickly went into the house through the back door, and on seeing me, Tanya viciously threw a vase at me. Just then, I saw all the singing awards and trophies she was burning in the fireplace.
Oh my God, have you gone crazy?
Why would you do that? What were you thinking, trying to ruin me?
What? Are you kidding me? It was an accident.
Oh, was it? Or is it because you want some fame for yourself now? Just remember this, you witchin. People hear your voice because of my face. Otherwise, no one would ever pay you, even if you sang on the roadside.
Who was this monster?
You're such a mean, self-absorbed brat, Tanya. I can't believe you'd say that to me when the fact is, you're only a star because of my voice. Without me, you're just a pretty dumb face.
Tanya pulled the scissors nearby and rushed at me with all her force.
You took away everything from me, the guy I loved, my reputation at school, and now my fame, too. I'm gonna kill you.
Thankfully, Mom and Dad came in and stopped her just in time.
Stop this madness right now. I can't believe we were so blinded by your beauty and fame that we never realized what a monster you were turning into.
Dad grabbed the scissors from her hand and threw them away.
Anna, we're so sorry. We've never truly appreciated you for everything you've done for us. You're the daughter that every parent would be proud of. Please forgive us.
Oh, Mom, Dad, it's...
Ugh, you people are just morons. And I'm not letting go of my fame so easily. Watch this. I'm gonna walk out, and everyone is still gonna love me.
Tanya opened the front door and walked out, and all the media surrounded her.
So is it true you can't sing? And that creepy frog voice we heard, was it your real voice?
And who's the real singer? Is she your sister? We want to see her. You're just fake trash.
Just then, a bunch of anti-fans started throwing eggs and rotten tomatoes at her. She was screaming like crazy and pushing through the crowd to get to her car, and well, I was enjoying it. She was totally getting what she deserved. I thought I'd get a better view for my room, so I went up and found Brandon there. I immediately hugged him.
Whoa, the truth's all out now, and I can't believe I'm dating the real star. I'm excited for your famous life now.
No, Brandon, I just want a peaceful life. And if you're with me to enjoy some kind of popularity, you got the wrong girl.
No, babe, I don't care about what you choose. Just as long as I can be with you always.